Okay, you guys know the routine. It is currently 9:21 a.m. on Monday the 22nd. If you are watching this and it is not that time, then you're not watching the live show, in which case click on this time here. There it is. Click there, the one that's covering Sean's face, and scrub to 0. That's when the show will actually begin. If you are watching live, then sit tight. We'll be back when that gets to 0, or, give or take or something. You know how it works. Well, howdy, everybody. We're going to leave this clock over Sean's face because I don't want to cover this. All right, let's be fair. We'll do it this way. We'll do it like that. Oh, you know what? I didn't hear you entertain the crowd. I didn't.
Oh, okay.
I forgot to do this thing. Hey, everybody. That's Sean.
So let me see. Have you guys ever seen me juggle? I just learned how to do this. Actually, this is probably not a good idea.
I'm not hearing you. Did I mic you?
Juggle with VEYDRA's. That would be.
That's interesting. I'm barely. Say something.
Say something. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's actually lower there than I expected. I don't know what happened.
What the heck? Do I need to raise up the? Well, that's the whole point.
No, don't touch that. Let me just do it here. Huh.
Let me see what we got here. 50.
There we go.
25, 16.
That's better. That was weird how it dropped so much.
35.
Sean is out sick today. I'm Sean. Ryan's out sick today, so we're flying solo, which is awesome. Okay, yeah, exactly.
Here we go.
Make sure, guys, can you hear Sean all right? Tell us if you can hear him
Can
okay,
you
or if
hear
we need to bring his
me?
levels
Hey,
up a little bit.
What's up? Bart Johnson. Good to see you, man. All right, Trevor. If you drop those, that friendship is over. Right, exactly. Yep. I had a lot of fun with these. We're going to talk about these today. Super fun, and I got them from. I didn't buy these.
Yeah, that would be an expensive
bad.
kit to buy, wouldn't it? Oh, right, I forgot.
Can you
Sean
hear
can't
me?
actually hear me
Audio's
right
fine,
now.
good. You are good.
People are saying you're good. They like your levels.
Yeah,
Oh.
it says it's looking good.
Okay,
Looking good.
Yeah,
How can audio look good? I don't know how that works. Audio sounds good.
Audio always looks good. That's the beauty of audio.
Click critic, hey.
No matter what you do, audio always looks good.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and I got stories about that working with our sound guy on this last production. Man.
Of audio looking good? Okay.
Well, just like I was saying, everybody stand where you were when we shot this so we
Right.
can get room tone.
You were-
Okay? I was here. No, you were 2 feet that way. Right, now we can get room tone.
Now you can get room tone. Isn't he supposed to get room tone before you start rolling?
So we did, yeah, we did that.
Oh, that got to 0. How did that get to 0? Did you do that?
No, I
Oh,
didn't. I didn't
that's
touch
okay.
it.
All right, we'll just get rid of
Pink.
that. Yeah, how did that work out?
It was good. We got, but the director had never experienced that before. Like, here we're gonna start off. Here is the first take, and roll audio, roll camera, and then he goes, okay, 30 seconds of room tone. And
You're supposed to do that first.
What?
You're supposed to do room tone first. Whatever.
Yeah, and then we actually wrapped, and he said, wait, room tone. Now that's a wrap, and everybody's like, oh, the director's supposed to say wrapped. So
In a room tone? Right.
Yeah.
Jeez. Oh, well, what are you going to
That's
do?
all right.
We will start the show momentarily. I'm just getting a couple other things set up here, and then we will
How
be
bad do
ready
we need
to
this
go.
cable here? I'm gonna use that again?
You're going to need that. We're going to plug that into here so people can look through this camera.
Okay.
See what it looks like, right? So don't, lose it or anything. Yeah.
Which wouldn't be hard to do if you've seen. I want to kind of comment on this. Sorry.
You want to?
Nothing.
Hey. Look, it's a disaster back here. What do you want? Okay, you ready for this?
Let's do it.
You guys ready for this? He sounds good. I sound good. Everybody sounds good. Let's have a show, shall we?
Sounds good.
Okay, sounds good. That's where's my show? Did I get the right title card up? I did. I must have because that was what was on earlier, right?
Me?
Yes, it is.
Me.
Okay. All right. On today's show, my friend Sean Marc Nipper is in the house to talk about his experience with these fancy schmancy VEYDRA lenses, or is it VEYDRA?
Oh, that's a good question.
Good morning and welcome to PhotoJoseph's Photo Moment, the first live 3 times a week show here at youtube.com/PhotoJoseph, talking about all things photography, video, live streaming, and occasionally bringing on special guests who hold HDMI cables in compromising ways. Sean, welcome.
Hey, it's good to see you, man. Absolutely.
Always good to have you here on the show.
Yeah,
This is going to be
absolutely.
fun. Ryan is out sick today, by the way, so if things just completely go to heck, it's because he's not here and I blame him.
Right.
So Sean just came off of a shoot for a film,
Right.
which he cannot show us footage from, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, sorry about that.
The way it goes. But he was shooting with the VEYDRA lenses throughout, and these are a rental kit.
Yeah, we got them from Lens Rentals.
There you go.
Got a great deal. I think it
Let's talk about. We're going to talk about your experience with them,
Yeah.
what these actually are that we're looking at. Talk about the lenses themselves.
Sure.
But let's start with the cost because these are not these are not cheap, which is why you rented them. So
Right.
what did it cost to rent this 4-lens lineup?
So we had them from 2.5 weeks basically,
Okay.
and it was about $630 with insurance, which is
Okay.
not bad. And
No,
that
that's
was
great.
actually cheaper than Borrow Lenses. Borrow Lenses, I think, was about $1,200 for that
wow.
amount of time. So
it's a big difference.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got it from
Lens
You got it
Rentals.
from Lens Rentals. Okay. So what do we have here?
So,
Take us through the lineup.
the kit that I got is I got the 12, 16,
So 12. What's the T on this?
T2.
2.2.
Yeah. So 12, 16, 50, 25, 35, and 100, which is like unscathed. Yeah. Well, the 50, I mean.
You're okay.
And that was really interesting because we're like, hey, you want to put the 12 on there? Oh, I thought you had the 24. Well, it is.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go through what does it say on the box? So this is the 12.
Right.
That's a
16.
16.
25.
25.
35.
So 50 mil equivalent. 35, so 70 equivalent.
And then the 50.
50, so 100 equivalent.
Yeah.
What's remarkable is how they're all the same size. Why is that? There's a good reason for this.
Yeah, well, when you want to slap another lens on there and you have your follow focus and you don't want to have to keep undoing the follow focus and put it back on,
Right.
the treads are all in the same spot.
Treads are in the same spot. The lenses are exactly the same size. Yeah, that does make that process definitely easier. Okay, so
which this one, I think it was this one. The 16 was not, as you can tell.
was ever so slightly different.
Ever so slightly.
Convenient.
Yeah, so
I think they did that on purpose just to annoy you.
no. Yeah, probably.
So, okay, why these lenses? What makes these lenses special over just using any standard Panasonic lens or a Leica lens or any other third party? What's unique?
I shot a short film with I just used this guy, the 12-60.
So I brought this up here for a size comparison. So you can see they are relatively the same size lenses, 12-60.
Trying to pull focus on something, my AC at the time, he was not used to, if you go fast, you go shooting right by it. If you go slow, it takes you forever to get there. So
right, because it's
he's
the
used to,
wire.
he grabs his tape measure and goes, okay, 6.5 feet, goes boop, and then he marks it, and then he doesn't even have to look at the monitor. He just goes, whoop, here you are.
Okay.
So the measurement and the speed, it's the same. It takes the same amount of distance to get to the focus. So
totally
way
mechanical.
easier for an AC, where this is like, it's hard to
Yeah, well, the
nail
drive-by-wire lenses certainly do have a little bit of a strange effect that way. If you're not used to it, it can be a little bit disconcerting because as you go a little bit faster with the ring, it moves faster. You go slower, it moves slower, which can be great, but also can be a little bit inconvenient.
Right. And I also liked having the aperture on the side too, so I could just reach up and change that, quickly instead of having to go into a menu or, I don't have my camera set up like you do. You got everything that's like dialed.
Unless I loan it to you and then I get it back and everything's changed.
I don't know how that happens. So strange. I gotta work on that.
Every time. I'm like, get out my camera, put you, why
do you think I bring you a bottle of whiskey
that's
every
the one
time?
that I gave Sean. Yeah, that's why. That's why.
Here's a bottle of whiskey. Sorry, I messed up your camera.
So, exactly. Well, and I do like your rental payment.
Indeed, right?
So what, just opinion, shooting with these versus other lenses you shot with, just what do you think overall?
So I've worked with the Zeiss lenses. We had to take out a big old insurance policy to get those on set. It was
really?
about 25 grand to, for that kit.
Seriously?
To buy.
Let me have this.
Wow. And so anything to rent was, I think like $2,200 for, a week, something like that. I could be wrong, but just that, the Zeiss is amazing glass. This is fantastic glass as well. Did it way overperform over this? Maybe.
Maybe.
Right, did I pose?
No, just keep working.
Just keep talking.
Just
okay.
keep doing your thing.
There was some shots that that I got that I was really, really happy with, and I looked in it and I'm like, God, this is absolutely beautiful. So I would I buy them? I don't know. Probably. They're pretty inexpensive. I think they're better than the Rockinons. I like them better than the what is it? The Yucatans or what's the other one? The Rockinon and that's another.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I can't remember. Definitely not Yucatans.
No, that's a place. That's okay. We'll go with it.
Hey, I put a Yucatan on my. I'm pretty happy with them. And they're about $900 each.
If you're buying them.
Yeah.
And I know they come sold as kits, right?
Right, yeah.
So actually here, let's take a quick look at that. I do have them pulled up. Ironically, there weren't, maybe I'm doing something wrong, but I couldn't find them on the B&H page. But we'll take a quick look at them over here on Amazon because they are listed there. Incidentally, for those of you watching live, we are going to do a Q&A at the end of the show. As always, for those of you not watching live, the Q&A is not listed separately here at YouTube any longer. There's reasons for this. Anyway, just get to the end of this video, the Q&A will be there, but we are going to do it. So for those of you watching live, get ready for that Q&A. Cool. You got us both here, so that's going to be kind of fun. So here's the page on Amazon. You can see this is just the VEYDRA page, and so like here's the it's a PLX. What is this? Here's a 16mm for $900. Yeah, so it's I mean they're not cheap, but they're not ridiculous. Here's the whole kit, 4-lens kit for $3,700. So
it's not bad.
Yeah, it really isn't, and that might be used. That's probably a used one from the look of it. But they are filmmaker lenses. If you're doing professional filmmaking, that's kind of the idea.
Yeah, they got good weight to them. I will say that the connection sometimes you know, when we're trying to pull
interesting.
focus, we would notice that there's a little breathing.
Oh, that's interesting, huh?
And so, I'm not sure if that was with all the lenses. I mean, having an AC was awesome. You know, Rocky Garado's local AC is probably the best guy. I wanted him because he is the best AC around. I learned so much from him just like watching him work. Well, in the last movie that I was AC on where I didn't get to touch the camera. So I learned a lot from the guy.
That's interesting. There's that little play.
Just a tad play. So it depends on how fast you're trying to get to that focus. That would come into
right, sure.
play. But other than that, I'm super happy with him. And just the measurement, he was the AC. Rocky was like, man, it's like pretty solid. You know, when he would go.
That's really interesting that you would do that. I mean, you see that in kind of old films. That's that's what they do. They get out the tape measure and pull it. But even on a modern shoot, that's still something they're doing. They're not just looking through the viewfinder and focusing using focus making.
Yeah, and this goes down to
what is the closest?
10
focusing?
inches.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here, let's get a close up. Let's get some of these out of the way. People can see what we're talking about here. The numbers that are on here. Well, I guess it's this side is the there's the line there. So it's quite interesting to see that on there. If you're going to mark it, we're going to go from 8.5 inches to whatever, and it's 1 point. That's good. It is very smooth. It is definitely very smooth to move. I like it. I like it.
Yeah, and doesn't seem to be much play in the actual. I would say it would be nice to have the aperture settings on both sides, because sometimes depending on where we're at, we would put the follow focus on the other side, which is fine because the measurements could be messed with from either side of the camera.
Oh, because the focus measurements are on both sides.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Here, let's look at that, guys. This is really interesting. So, okay, look at let's get this into view here. You can see the measurements. So there's my line. There's my focus line. So you see it says that's 6.5 feet. Let's go to 4 feet. Make it easy. So there's 4 feet. And the other side, it's showing it upside down. If I flip it around, then there we see the 4 foot and the mark. But the T-stops, the aperture, are not. That's only listed on that side. You go over here and it is gone. That's a very interesting point, huh?
Yeah, and it would come into play when the scriptie would say, hey, what's your f-stop? And I'm like, let me see, because, depending on where you're at, it's like I can't get around there. I'm back here now, so it would have been nicer if you could just look up there and see it. And then
for sure. That's an interesting point.
All the time. So, but I would use these again.
What do you think on sharpness?
Nice.
Real nice,
yeah. There was an argument that I got into, and I learned how to pick my battles quickly with this director, that I wanted the 35, 70 equivalent for this shot that we've got. We framed real tight on the one subject, and she's supposed to be staring off into space. And then I wanted, stylistically, the people in the background to just stay soft, and then we could cut to them. But he wanted to rack focus. I'm like, okay, because you can. Right. I didn't agree with that style, and I lost that battle. And so we put on the 50, and we were able to do that. I really liked how the 70 just filled the screen with her face, nice and tight, and then everything was super soft in the background. And I thought that was, better storytelling, in my opinion. I didn't win, but I did win some other battles, so that was good.
Okay.
And I used the Ronin S, which we haven't played with here yet, but I didn't do it.
Let's trade places because I'm trying to reach this cable and it's
all right.
not gonna...
Ooh, this is cool.
Oh, look in the pole
position on this
there.
side. I've got all the buttons.
Okay, hit the button, the bottom left corner, the one that says decimator on it.
Decimator.
Decimator. There you go.
What's that gonna do?
It's gonna decimate things. There you go, so people can see. So this is wide open at 2.2. So we're not talking super shallow depth of field here, and if 2.2 is not a super.
And what's that? That's the 12.
That's the
30, the 16,
that's the 16,
32.
so 35, 37 equivalent, 34, 32.
Right, you're right.
Equivalent. So f2.2 is not super shallow depth of field for sure, especially on micro four thirds, obviously. So, but I mean, cinema lenses, you don't generally want it to be crazy shallow because if they move, if someone moves a little bit, focus.
And we went with the N6 ND filter when we were outside.
Okay.
On that, I didn't have a variable that was a 77 millimeter, but. I did also have the polarizer, and that was from my old Canon. I'm like, oh my God, I have a 77 millimeter polarizer. So we had that, luckily, because we're doing a lot of car stuff, and so we could cut through the windows.
Oh, okay, cool, right.
So, but yeah, we actually.
Were you shooting with the GH5, the GH5S?
Both,
right?
Yeah, I had the GH5 on the Ronin, and the GH5S was all indoors, because, in the cabin, and, all the stuff that we wanted to play with the light, and since you have such a capability of, the ISO.
Awesome. Okay, so end result summary is you do it again?
Yeah, absolutely. I would totally do it again. I mean, we never used, well, I won't say never, I think I used it twice, the 50 millimeter.
Okay.
Because we didn't need to get that close to stuff. And the director, his favorite phrase, "We'll fix it in post." Yeah, and I'm just like, okay, why do we do it in camera? Please, can we just, you know, I don't know, we'll push it. Everything had to have a shoulder. I love you, Brad, if you're watching this. Let's do it again. But everything had to have a shoulder in it. I'm like, well, you know, okay. He's like, I want to have it. If I don't need it, we can push in and do this stuff. Cool, that's great. That's a style.
You're shooting 4K?
Yeah, everything's 4K, 400 megabits.
Okay.
So we filled up some terabytes for sure. Yeah, it was good. But you want your spot back? Cause
sure, we can.
Okay.
Well, sure, we'll swap back.
Yeah.
And we're gonna switch over to the Q&A. So thank you very much. Thanks for sharing your opinion and thoughts on these. It's great. I'm sorry we don't get to see the footage, but I guess when the movie's released, we'll get to see that.
Eventually. Yeah, we'll show you some stuff. And let me clear. There's some stuff I would love to show you.
Sure.
So we'll figure that out.
Okay. So. Cool. We'll do it. We'll do it. And if you've got any questions you're watching live, get them onto the screen. We're gonna go to the Q&A right now. Good morning and welcome back to PhotoJoseph's Photo Moment. We are now in the Q&A portion of the show, sitting here with Mr. Sean Marc Nipper talking about these VEYDRA lenses that he just came off of a film shooting with. If somehow you're finding this and you didn't see the main show, although it's actually not really possible anymore, but we'll just say just in case, click on this thing up here. Yeah. I know it's like it's floating above your head. So if you got questions, now's the time to get them onto the chat room. Make sure you put @PhotoJoseph in front of it so that I see the question. If you got a question for him, put @PhotoJoseph anyway, because that's what shows up red on our screen. And let's see here, people talking about how much they love these lenses, which is great. Yep. Oh, Trevor saying he's got the 25 and the 35. As we do this, now we got to get cozy here. You got to wait here. Come here. You can.
Oh, okay. Right. Yeah.
There we go. Okay. So that's there we go.
Gotcha.
Oh, look, now we're friends.
Right.
Trevor says, if you can't afford the Zeiss CP2s, those are a perfect substitute. Excellent.
There you go.
Bart says, I do want some nice cinema glass, but I don't want to purchase something that only works on my smallest camera sensor. Fair enough. I would want something to cover everything, but that doesn't mean you can't rent these. Yeah, absolutely. And that's just to remind everybody, that is how he got these. These are rented. Would you say 600 and change for the 2 weeks that you had it, including insurance? So that's a great deal, especially since that's usually something you're going to pass on to the client anyway. Yeah. And it's a lot of money to put into these lenses. And yeah, that's a good point, Bart. If you are shooting with multiple types of cameras, you may want something bigger because these are designed for micro.
But you've got the little rings that you could put on here. You know, you get the speed booster or
sure.
Whatever.
Yeah, and there's all kinds of varieties of those now that you can buy. The glassless ones, which just make it fit. But if you had a bigger lens, then you would be cropping into it. Right. But then you have the lens booster. What do you call it?
Baby.
No,
speed booster.
The speed booster type, where it actually takes the entire field of lens and pulls it in. Yeah, lots of those out there. Pretty good variety, which is great.
Mike's asking how do they compare to the Rokinon Cine.
Yeah, you're saying you like them better than the Rokinons.
I do. I feel like there's some sharpness that you lose with the Rokinons over these guys.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Serge is asking, any focus breathing? Well, these aren't zooms, so they're all prime lenses. So you're not going to see any breathing through a zoom range, but
well, we did have that little. You know, but that doesn't change the focus. All that does is just like jar the camera for that moment so when you're So
that is really, and they're all like that. And it's all bodies. Is this your camera? Or is this mine?
That's yours.
That's mine. Okay, so it's that's weird. But no, the breathing, that's something that would come up in a zoom lens. You're not seeing that here. There it is again. Yeah. You can hear it.
Yeah.
That is weird.
So that was.
And just as a comparison, here, pull that back off of there. You can unplug that. We don't need this anymore. This is the Panasonic lens, and. There's nothing. Zero play.
Solid.
So, yeah, that is interesting.
And
I wonder why.
These are used, so, I mean, maybe.
Well, yeah, but a lens like this is designed to get the crap beaten out of it.
Right.
So I'm surprised. Okay. Let's see. Mike Felker says, how do they compare? Oh, you just hit that one.
Yeah.
Christopher Pepe, do these lenses transmit any data to the camera? No, they do not. These are purely 100% mechanical. So zero communication. So there is no autofocus. There is no aperture transmission. There's nothing. It's pure mechanical.
Yeah. Which would have been nice because using the Ronin S, that would have been wonderful to be able to pull focus, but I could not.
Right.
I'm hidden again.
Right. Getting Too Higher says Olympus Pro lenses versus these for non-cinema shooter. If you're not shooting cinema, I don't think you should be buying these lenses. I would not buy these for still photography. The focus range, it's slow, right? To get from A to B is slow, and it's by design so that you can do a nice slow focus pull. If you're doing still photography, you don't want that to be slow. You want to get there as quickly as you can.
And actually, the last movie that we shot, Between the Trees, is coming out in March. We use the Olympus zooms on that on a red, and you know, it still looks great, but it would look much better in my opinion using the cine lenses for sure.
Got it. Was Ashland warned that you two would be alone together in the studio without a moderator, Ryan, present? No.
Hey, you guys, Ryan watching right now, or is he still wrapped around himself?
I think Ryan is yeah, he's not feeling very well this morning. Albert, does focus peaking still work on those lenses? Absolutely. Oh yeah, focus peaking works on any lens. It has nothing to do with the lens. It's all about the camera and the sensor. The cool thing about that, what makes that so exciting here, you're kind of half out of frame.
Oh yeah,
actually.
here we go.
What makes that focus peaking so useful is that you can put anything on the camera, right? So I've done shows before with the old Russian lenses that I got from eBay and adapted to it. Yeah, you still get focus peaking. So
and I had to use it because being on the Ronin, you know, if I was using the 50, which was scary, to like, oh my God, I get very little room to move around. So I would use focus peaking just so, you know, me and the director would both know, okay, we're solid here. So yeah,
absolutely. Albert Campbell, Jesus Ramirez says, is there a field of view distance using the same lenses on the GH5 versus the GH5S? Yes, absolutely, because the GH5S is a slightly larger sensor. You are going to get a slightly wider field of view.
Interesting, yeah. I didn't even think about that when I was shooting. It was the furthest thing from my mind.
Well, he's going to crop it and post it anyway.
Right, exactly, it doesn't matter. We'll push in.
But yeah, it is. And in fact, if you go back and you watch, I'll link to it up here. If you watch the video that I did showing off the stabilized versus non-stabilized sensors, so I mounted the GH5 and then the GH5S on my car, drove around the block. On those shots, I used the 8-18 lens, and I opened all the way up to 8mm on that for those shots. On the GH5S one, you can see a little bit of vignetting around the edges because that lens is a little bit too wide for the GH5S. If you open it up all the way, you will get a little bit of that, that in there.
I distinctly remember a shot that I fully noticed that on the 12, on the GH5S.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, totally. I was like, what is that? What the heck's going on? So we decided to go to the 32-16.
Got it.
Because yeah, just the corners. It was a little. I don't know if you want to. Well,
sure. Yeah, we can try that. So Sarah's just pointing out, focus breathing is the change of the size of the image as you change focus. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, so it's not for the zooming. So did you notice that?
I did not.
Okay.
Not at all. No. No.
I guess there's your answer. He didn't notice it. If it's there, he didn't notice it.
Yeah.
So that's the 12? Is that what we're going to put on?
That's the 12, yeah.
No, it's 16. That's the 16. Where's the 12?
I'm lost.
There's a 12. There's a 50. We're lost. One of these is around here. There's a 12 here somewhere.
Well, and that's also I wish they had the millimeter on both sides as well.
Yeah, it's hard to identify because they all look the same.
You got to have it on the exact.
Yeah, you notice I've just picked up every single lens to find this one.
Yeah.
Oof, yeah, that could be a little tedious, couldn't it?
Totally.
Okay, so we need the S. I'm not
right over there, I think.
It's here. All right, let's see here. There's an S.
And this thing.
Let's make sure it's got a battery. This is too lightweight. Oh, it does have a battery. And that thing, let's make sure this has got a charged battery. And it does. Okay, 12 on here. All right, now we're going to swap places again. So let's do this, plug this into here, and go ahead and hit that decimeter button.
There we go.
Oh, probably, nope, lens cap's not. Oh, there we go.
Are you seeing anything here?
Can you see? I can't even.
You know what? I think the reason I noticed is because I had the ND filter on there.
Oh, maybe that's what you were saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not seeing anything. Okay, yeah, I'm not seeing it there, so that's good.
Yeah, it was the ND filter, I think, that
was
was doing that. So
we're getting you. Yeah.
There we go.
Dance here. With sound effects even. That's good.
Right? I know. Yeah. Sound like the door of a Enterprise.
Trevor says your guest, Sean, should talk about just how smooth the focusing is like butter.
Oh man, it's like butter.
Like butter.
Yeah, super nice.
Melted butter, soft butter.
The thing is I didn't.
butter that you have to squeeze in your toast and you
yeah. Oh man, it's like dig a hole. Yeah.
The good butter.
No, this was the butter that's been kind of sitting out all day on the counter, and you just like take slap it on. I didn't really have to full focus because I had an AC. So what I saw was beautiful in the camera, but I mean, he told me he was happy, and he'd never actually worked with these before, which was super cool.
Oh, okay.
To have an AC that's been around a long time and to get the opportunity to try something new.
Right.
He really liked them.
Nice.
So
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is smooth. It's
nice. Super smooth. I mean, I feel like this is the 16. We use this one a lot, so I wonder if this one's a little less.
You know what's interesting? Someone was asking about using them for still photography. Well, obviously you can, but because this focus is quite stiff, it's very, very smooth, but quite stiff, your hands would get tired. Like if I was doing this all day long, I would have sore hands.
That's why you
for
got
sure.
to follow focus, you know, just to,
Right,
just to
the
do
big
that
knob.
makes the most sense.
And that's what the gears are for. In case anybody's looking at this going, why are there weird little gnarly, that's not to grip onto,
Yeah.
that is designed for a follow focus rig. It's a little gearing mechanism. Yeah.
Which I can't wait to get that for the Ronin S, because reaching up and grabbing the gears, it's awkward when you're on your, you know, the gimbal. I love using that thing though. We used it out actually quite a bit. So.
Yep. Jesus says, Mr. Nipper, did you stay on native ISO ranges for your project?
I did. Yeah, I did 400 on the GH5S.
Were you shooting log?
I was.
Oh.
I was, yeah. So
Native's
it's supposed to be on.
800 on log.
Huh?
Native's 800 on log.
Oh. So no, I did not. Yeah, I got to take that course again.
I put this little sticker here.
Oh, I need that on mine.
So I put this sticker on mine so I wouldn't forget. So native ISO is 400 and 2500, and then if you're on log, it's 800 and 5000. So those are your native ISOs. 5,000. I know. Isn't that incredible?
It is.
I know. It's remarkable.
Yeah.
And you remember I did tests a long time ago comparing the two natives, not in log, but in standard.
So
and it's,
I believe that I did go to that, not intentionally, clearly, but when we were shooting outside and we had I can't talk about it. We had the scene.
Yeah, the thing.
Where we did that. It was pretty dark, and so I bumped it up because, you know, we'll fix it in post. So there's that. But I did. It was brilliant to have the GH5S and go, wow, look at this. You want daylight? Whoop, you know.
it's incredible.
Awesome.
It's an amazing
super
camera.
cool.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know.
There was one shot that I had to take. It was a oneer with the Ronin, and first started off, and my shorts were too loud, and so were my shoes. I was wearing my Vans, and the sound guy goes, "Can you just drop your shorts?" I just met this actress yesterday, so are you cool? So there's shots of me in my boxers, you know, doing this whole 6 times.
Oh, jeez. I
So
want to see
there's
those
that.
behind the scenes.
Yeah,
That's pretty
it's
funny.
there.
That'll teach you to show up on set with noisy clothes.
Clearly, yeah. Think about that.
Yeah. It's little details
It's a
like that,
thing.
they matter.
It's a thing.
Yeah. No doubt.
Especially when you got the sound guy that we had. Oh man, amazing. So
On top of it. Okay.
right? Yep.
Cool. All right, couple more
Anything else?
questions here. Bart says there's an awesome app called Camera Plus Formats that has all the specs and native ISOs for every camera. Oh, interesting.
I need that.
Me too. No, I don't, because I know what they are for my cameras.
App
But
called Camera and Formats.
Camera
Plus Formats.
Camera Plus Formats. Okay, guys, I will look for those. I'll probably try and link to that in the show notes if I remember to. Camera Plus Formats. That sounds good. Eshe says could be great for stop motion with stiff focus. Yes, unable to lose focus as well as with other lenses happens sometimes. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I
absolutely.
forgot to put this comments back up. Here, scooch back in.
Okay.
I forgot that. Yes, Eshe, that's a very, very good point. If you're doing stop motion, I think that would be a great, great advantage for sure. Camera Plus Formats.
Do you know if VEYDRA is still in business? B&H informing that VEYDRA's lenses have been discontinued.
That would explain why they weren't on the B&H website. VEYDRA.com. Let's see. That would be sad.
I just said closed for business.
Oh my God, that'd be. It's like, and we'll just cancel today's show. No, but I mean, you can still pick them up on the
still
used
out
market,
there.
I'm sure.
VEYDRA shop now.
Looks good to me. Look, there's
And when
their
you say
website.
shop now, where does it say? Can you
shop
buy them?
now.
Does it send you to affiliates or
Error. Oh,
error 404?
that's not good. Wow. Well, that's a shame to discover live on the
What?
show. Man. Well, that would explain why
Well,
I'm
pick
B&H.
yourself up a nice used set.
Seriously. Because I was really surprised that I couldn't find them when I went to VEYDRA. We're sorry, search engine did not find anything for VEYDRA, but here's one for VEYDRA. Good job. But we found one in the used store. That was the one I mentioned earlier that we found in the used store. Okay, is VEYDRA
You know,
out
and VEYDRA
of
wasn't at
business?
Cinegear Expo last year either, so I wonder if that has anything
VEYDRA
to
out
do
of
with it.
business, personal view talks. Is VEYDRA still in business? Wow. Well, guys, I would say then this is your opportunity to pick some up on the cheap.
Dude, I'm not going to send these back now.
Right? Seriously, what's the insurance clause on this thing? Oops, I accidentally
Right,
lost them.
exactly.
Yeah, you can't do that. It's
Son of a-
insurance fraud. Just
Yeah,
maybe
totally.
just buy them, and they're probably not going to sell them to you. Wow.
Yeah, interesting.
Well, thanks for bringing that up.
yeah, Amazon. Amazon still has them.
Buy now, Bart's saying, yeah. Well, hey, if you like the lenses, you think they're good, then that's a great
Yeah.
recommendation, actually. Buy now, because if you can get them, they can be around for long.
Aren't lenses like wine?
The older they are, the better they get.
Yeah.
It's kind of like me.
Yeah, right. Exactly. That's what I was thinking.
On that happy note, we're out of here. Thank you very much for tuning in, everybody. Hey, it is a Monday of the week of Photo Plus Expo, which means I'm leaving town very early tomorrow morning. I still got a couple other shows to do today, actually. I've got a live training this afternoon. I'm going to be doing something else this evening. I'm not going to tell you what, but there's something else happening this evening. I am going to release another video, at least one, if not two, while I'm gone. I don't know if I'll go live at all from New York or not. We'll see.
I think
if you are in New York and you're going to be joining me for the photo walk on Friday evening, that'll be awesome. If you're in New York, I'm doing a live presentation at B&H on Wednesday evening. Would love to see you out there. All the information for those is at my website at photojoseph.com/events. You'll see everything listed there. I know the photo walk is totally signed up, totally filled up, but you can get on the wait list for that. Because there's always people that don't show up last minute. So, you know, just there's only a few people on the wait list. So if you're interested, sign up, get on the wait list, and show up. Be at the Panasonic booth, I think at 3 o'clock on Friday.
Yeah.
We're taking off for that. You're not coming to Photo Plus, are you?
No.
Missing out?
When are you getting back?
Sunday night late.
Sunday night? Okay. So we should do the Ronin. We should play with that. I got some footage I can show you.
Yeah, next week. Maybe we can do that next week. That'd be good. Yeah. Okay.
Fun.
Super. Maybe next Monday. Then I don't have to plan a show.
I love it.
That'd be awesome, actually.
Yeah.
You can plan the show. Perfect. All right. Next Monday, a week from today, Sean's going to be back. He's planning the show. All I got to do is show up, put on a microphone.
Yeah.
I don't even have to shower that morning.
Boom.
Like, just boom, roll in. All right, guys. See you next time.
Thanks.
Bye-bye. One of these buttons. There we go.